Peace. What's going on, everybody? Give everybody a chance to tune on in, man, before we start building on the subject matter for the day. Hopefully, everybody is having a powerful Friday. What's the word with everybody? How everybody living? How everybody holding up out here? Got an important subject to build on today, man. We're going to do some venting. Y'all know how it go, especially pertaining to this subject matter, man. We're going to go all the way in. Not going to hold no punches, man. We already know what's up, man. So hopefully y'all got some time to chop it up with your boy today, because I got some things to get off my chest. So how y'all holding up out here, man? How everybody living? How everybody maintaining? Go ahead and talk to me, man, before I start talking to y'all, start going in. Because we gotta build today, man. We gotta talk about this, man. This is a problem that we've been dealing with in our community for a minute. Magic Realms, peace. What's going on? DJ Elmo, peace. What's going on with you? How y'all living, man? How this Friday treating y'all? But yeah, this a problem we've been dealing with, man. This is a problem that has been going on within the community since we've been here. Magic Realm, she tennis player, man. Serena Williams, a tennis player. But we gonna talk about what she did to her skin, man. Making herself appear real light out here, like she don't want to embrace the dark skin. Like that's really what that's what's going on now with this situation. You look her up, you see that new look, man. She got a real light skin, man. Like she don't want to embrace that dark skin, that natural dark skin, that melanin. Antoinette, Nikki, beautiful goddess keys, peace queens. How y'all living? But that's a problem, and I know I've witnessed that. I actually was a victim of that back in the day, just not really wanting to embrace the dark skin. At some point wishing that you were lighter. So this is a problem in our community that we don't talk about a lot. We act like it don't exist, but it does exist. And it led me to think about the Malcolm X quote when he said, "Who taught you to hate yourself?" Because at the end of the day, that's what it boils down to, the self-hatred. It's only one reason why you would want your skin to be a very lighter shade than it naturally is, and that's self-hatred. Especially when there's nothing wrong with your natural skin. Like when there's nothing wrong with your natural skin and you want that joint to be a lot lighter than what it is, self-hatred at its finest. A lot of people don't want to acknowledge that truth. A lot of people don't want to admit that reality, and they want to try to justify it in a multitude of other different ways. But the fact of the matter is, it boils down to self-hatred a lot of the time. Terenzo, Beast Reincarnated, peace. What's going on? Beast Reincarnated. It looked like she out here bleaching her skin, or at least striving to lighten the skin. She's presenting a very different, aka lighter look. And it's kind of new because I don't remember Serena Williams ever doing anything like this. I don't remember her ever presenting this type of skin tone. Not that I can recall. Every time I've seen Serena Williams in the public, she didn't been presenting her dark skin, her natural skin. So I ain't never really seen this look on her. So it's kind of new for me. I don't know. I could be tripping, but I can't ever recall her in the past sporting this look. And y'all know how I go. I think she with the white dude or whatever the case may be. So we already know how that starts to go. Takazulu, what's going on? Tavis, that's at the end of the day, that's what it boils down to. Beautiful goddess keys, man. I know, yep. I know plenty of situations like that. Plenty of situations. Plenty of situations, man, where like especially the Africans, they come over here, man, and they strive to make their skin very light. Then you already know what happened with Sammy Sosa and whatnot. We're not even gonna talk about Michael Jackson, because you talk about Michael Jackson, the people start talking about a condition that he had, et cetera, et cetera. So that's a whole nother topic, man. But we know Sammy Sosa intentionally did that to his skin and whatever the case may be. But I know a lot of people, man, especially the ones that come from Africa, that exactly what Beautiful Goddess Keys just stated. That's what they be on, be striving to lighten the skin. Then we already know we got the black people here in the wilderness of North America. Plenty of them wish they had lighter skin, and they have a low self-esteem, lack of confidence because of the darker skin. And one of the reasons being is because they were made fun of as a child. And you know, children can be ruthless, but like when you the darkest one as a child, people tend to make fun of that, man. Call you burnt, call you black in a like it's derogatory. So we done been there, done that. We done been there, done that. Then when you a child, the most desirable people are the lighter skinned people. Like I went through all of that myself. Like I witnessed this as a child growing up, but we act like this is not a problem in the community. So when you are a darker skinned individual, you literally gotta like really learn to love yourself, sadly to say, in the wilderness of North America, because everybody else has been taught to pretty much hate you. And then and that will force you to kind of hate yourself when everybody around you is hating you, talking about you, poking fun at you for the way that you were simply born. Like that's gonna do something to you as a child. So you literally got to learn to love yourself. You got to learn to love yourself when you are dark skinned, because again, the world coming out the gate hating on you, the world coming out the gate not really preferring you and things of that nature, man. So that's how it is coming out the gate. Darker the skin, the less desirable you are. That's out the gate, and people want to act like that don't exist, but it is what it is. That's how it was, and that's semi how it is today. Now it's not as bad. I feel like it's not as bad today as it was back in my day, but it's still out here. DJ Elmo, most doubt, no doubt. I mean, most definitely. So he tries best to make his daughters be one, but they had other ideas. You already know. Akuma, most definitely. RBG all day, every day. PG, what's going on with you? See, that's, I mean, you know, apparently people was out here talking about she was just wearing makeup and all this type of stuff, and it was the lighting and things of that nature. But that picture didn't look so photoshopped and faked, and it didn't look like it was a result of the lighting to me. And I don't recall Serena ever pulling out the sporting this type of look before. So I don't know. I don't know. Hopefully Serena is confident in the skin that she was already in and ain't striving to present this lighter look to the public, man, because it's nonsense. Wasn't nothing wrong with the pigmentation of Serena at all. So like, what is she striving to do? All right, Kyle, I got you. I got you. Louisiana, man. Just look up that new look. Serena Williams' new look or something like that, man. Just Google that and you're going to see the image we talking about. DJ Elmo, no doubt. I'm already familiar with that. I got plenty of but a lot of the people that I know, whether it's family or friends that do that, that make their skin like that light, like they either hang around a lot of white people. So basically they striving to lighten their skin for that reason, or they just really not satisfied with their pigmentation. So they put on all this makeup to try to like lighten the skin. Man, I know plenty of people that's like kind of close to me that be on that same type of vibe, and they prefer to hang around white people. So they really not too fond of hanging around black people. So I already know what that's all about when they striving to lighten their skin. Now they probably won't admit that. They'll just say, well, I just like makeup, woo wah wham, but it's a deeper reason. It's an underlying reason behind that, man. Just look at the people that you choosing to hang around. You're really not too fond of your kind of people. And at the end of the day, that boils down to a little bit of self-hatred, man. You don't You're not satisfied with yourself, so you're not satisfied with people who look like you. You don't want to hang around yourself. You can't stand to be with yourself, so you can't stand to be with people who look like you. So you striving to be accepted by this other group. Therefore, in order to be accepted by this other group, you feel like you got to lighten your skin. So that's where all of that boils. That's where all of that stems from, I should say. Wisdom, peace. Akuma, no doubt, man. We always trying to charge up that melanin. We always trying to get that sun. And CC, yep, that is what I've been hearing. That's what I've been hearing, and that's what I've been seeing. That's what I've been seeing, man. I've read a lot about that too, man, about the bleaching, the skin bleaching being big in the Caribbean. And how it's pushed on a lot of Caribbeans to do that, which is crazy. Like, it's advertised, it's promoted, so it's pushed on you to try to bleach your skin, man. It's advertised. They spending marketing money, marketing dollars to try to get you to be lighter. Like, that's what they striving to do. Sweet tea, peace. Andronicus, peace. DJ Elmo, they running away from the melanin, running away from themselves. Terenzo, yeah, you got some of that sun. That melanin was activated. Anthony, man, we talking about the famous Malcolm X quote, "Who taught you to hate yourself?" in regards to a lot of Black people, whether it be in America or whether it be abroad, not being satisfied with the skin that they are in. The darker skinned individuals always striving to be lighter because they're not comfortable with the skin that they in. They've been taught to hate that skin, hate that pigmentation. Therefore, they strive to be the lighter shade because they feel like the lighter shade is more acceptable. Nah, embrace that melanin, embrace that darker skin, embrace that dark pigmentation, embrace it. Andronicus, no doubt. Like, no doubt. Ataka, that's what, hey, tripping hard, man. And, you know, every time, what's funny, though, every time a situation like this pops off, man, everybody try to say, we need to let people live their life, you know, this, that, and the third. But it's like, man, come on, man. Once it becomes public, we got the right to talk about whatever, man. So people could just eliminate that nonsense. They only say stuff like that when it's somebody that they rock with, because for the most part, we spend most of our time on social media talking about other people, talking about other events. So we can essentially say that about everything. So everything is fair game to talk about. Everything is fair game to talk about, man. So y'all can save that let people live their lives type of nonsense for somebody else, because everything is fair game. Everything, man. Any and everything can be talked about. Any and everything can spark a conversation, and it should. Like, she just had to be the sacrificial lamb for a deeper conversation that revolves around us not being satisfied with our pigmentation. So therefore, we can talk about this particular incident because it's relevant. Oh, Kurt, I already know. That's why I don't even too much. So I don't need too much talk about Michael Jackson like that, man. People, like, it just gets crazy. People get really emotional. Nick, peace, what's going on? Anthony, man, I'm good, man. I'm living, man. I'm peaceful, man. I'm centered and balanced. I'm good. Akuma, and that's no doubt about what's happening, man. No doubt about it. That's all the influence of the dude that she with, and nobody is going to talk about that. Nobody is going to talk about that. Nobody is going to bring that up. What they gonna say is we like to make everything about race and things of that nature. But the fact of the matter is she wasn't doing anything like this prior to dealing with this dude. And that's just a fact. That's just a fact. Like I said, wasn't nothing wrong with her to begin with. It's like, man, just embrace that skin you in. You're not about to catch me trying to lighten my skin. But I can relate to it because back in the day, like I said, man, you would get made fun of, and you probably still to this day will get made fun of. You know, the dark skin versus light skin thing is just trash, man. It's that Willie Lynch syndrome to a T, man. So I mean, it's just dead to me. It's just dead. But back in the day, man, you used to get drilled. You used to get drilled for being black, man. You used to get drilled. And when you get drilled as a child, man, that impacts you severely. You don't forget that type of stuff, man. BJ Elmo, and that's the thing, man. The white folks out here striving to get darker while we striving to get lighter. So they striving to be like us. They striving to reflect us, and we striving to reflect them. Whole wow, they not satisfied with their pigmentation for the most part. Not saying all of them are like that. You got some of them that are proud to be white, and I fool with that. Be proud to be white. Be proud. Embrace the skin you in, whether you're white or black. You know, but you got a lot of white people that striving to look just like us, man, staying in the sun trying to get darker. And here we go striving to be like them. Like that make sense. They done taught you to hate yourself whole while so they can be like you. Yeah, see, they don't want that science. They don't want that science of melanin. They don't want to break down how much more in tune with nature we are when we actually are in tune with that melanin and we embrace the melanin. They don't want to talk about that, man. We in tune with nature. We could do things that they can't fathom once we embrace that melanin. Once we embrace this pigmentation, it's a bunch of things that we can do that they can't even think about pulling off because of the power of that melanin. And that's not any pseudoscience. That's real life. Yeah, wisdom. I was just talking about that. Jaquez, it's always deeper than the picture. Always deeper than the picture, man. That's why I always say that, man. It's always deeper than the picture. If they say that picture is worth 1,000 words, like that's an actual fact. We looking at people just focusing on what we seeing. Like it's deeper than that. It's deeper than that. Yeah, the picture could be Photoshop, but it's still a lesson. It's still a lesson to be gained from that type of picture because that's still something that we deal with collectively. So it's always a lesson in the picture, man. Always. Ray Shine, 100%. 100%. I just talking about that. Montel, peace. What's going on? Wisdom, and yeah, beautiful goddess Keys brought that up. RBG all day, every day, and wasn't nothing wrong with the old Serena. Yeah, man. But like I said, man, this problem is real, man. That's why I try to embrace everything about my blackness, man. That's why y'all see my hair. That's why I like my hair nappy. You know what I mean? Like I try to embrace everything about blackness. Everything about blackness, man. Everything. Everything that I can embrace about my blackness, man, I strive to do it, man. I strive to promote it. I strive to push it. Like I strive to go hard to let you know that I'm comfortable in the skin that I'm in, man. Like I said, that's why you're gonna see my hair. That's why you're gonna see it. That's why you're gonna see it being nappy. I'm trying to get as dark as I can be, type deal, man. So I'm striving to embrace everything about my blackness, man, that I can, and I make sure I put it in your face, so you know that you're not dealing with a weak person that's afraid to embrace their blackness, afraid to embrace their melanin. That's not me. That's not me. I'm gonna embrace it. I'm gonna embrace it 1,000,000%. Nick, you say the Sumerian tablets. Oh, I could see that. That's a whole new video right there. I could definitely do a video on that though. I could definitely do a video on that, man. You take me back to like when I first started to dive into the knowledge out here, man. That's one of the first things, man. You start dealing with the Babylonians and the Sumerians and all of that type of stuff, man. So I could definitely build on that. Can definitely build on that, man. But embrace your blackness, man. Embrace that. Embrace the blackness, man. Goody Mob got a song, man, called Beautiful Skin. If you have not heard that song, I suggest you go look that song up. I suggest you go listen to that song and internalize that song. Beautiful Skin is one of the best songs ever made. One of the best songs ever made. And he CeeLo said, you gotta respect yourself before I can. Talking about the black sisters out here, man, just not respecting themselves, but then expecting everybody else to respect them. Part of respecting yourself is embracing the skin that you in. So if you're not embracing the skin that you in, man, that's a lack of self-respect. And if you're not out here respecting yourself, then nobody else is going to respect you. So again, man, you gotta respect yourself, meaning you gotta embrace everything that you were born with. You gotta embrace the skin that you was in. You gotta be comfortable and confident with how you were designed out here, man. So that's a part of self-respect. And again, that self-respect is necessary in order for other people to respect you, because they're gonna look at you and, okay, this person don't care about themselves. Why should I care about them? And they gonna start to use you and abuse you and things of that nature. I'm not condoning the use and the abuse, but that's what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna be a result of you not respecting yourself. When you respect yourself, you're not gonna allow, or you're not gonna tolerate the abuse. You're not gonna tolerate somebody using you, because you have too much respect for yourself. You have too much respect for yourself, man. So that self-respect is crucial, man. But like I said, Goody Mob made that song Beautiful Skin, and that song is relevant, will always be relevant. It's timeless, man. Just gotta respect yourself before I can. That's where it always starts. And it's a vice versa for that too. Like the men, we gotta respect ourselves before we start seeking outside respect, man. If you lack respect for yourself, if you're not taking care of yourself, then why would you expect for somebody else to care about you? Terenzo, the psychology always very flawed, man. Always. 95, probably 99% of the time, the psychology is flawed when dealing with people out here. Ataka, what you say here? You say it's crazy because most chocolate sisters I uplift, they crucify and blame me for their skin hatred, but I praise my chocolate sisters from Africa like my girlfriend. She adores my love for her dark skin. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. And it boils down to just conditioning it, the way we program, the way we programmed out here. Because the crazy thing about it is, man, a lot of these sisters that do this, the notion is that they don't get praised a lot. Like people don't tell them how beautiful they are and things of that nature. I find that hard. Like, not only do I find it hard to believe, but I know that that's false in a lot of different ways. What happens is it's more so like it's a media thing, man. It's a media program, and they like to essentially blame the upbringing and things of that nature, the people around them. But at the end of the day, man, when you turn on the television screen, especially back in the day, what is the main image of the successful people that you see, especially on the woman end? It was always a Eurocentric standard of beauty. So that's the stuff that they were striving for and striving towards. Because I mean, come on now, we can't be sitting around acting like everybody was just calling Lil Kim ugly and stuff back in the day before she did what she did to her skin. That was not happening. That was not happening, man. But she fell victim to, she was in that Hollywood world, and she saw what the prototype was in regards to the standard of beauty. It was a Eurocentric standard of beauty, and she fell victim to that, and they got to her, and that led to her doing what she did to her skin, just messing herself up. Instead of making herself better, she made herself worse in regards to just the physical look. Shaquille loved every flaw, loved every flaw, and the thing about it is, most of the stuff don't even be flaws. They didn't got us so good that we think, like, for instance, nappy hair. We think that that's something that's a flaw. So most of the things that we think are flaws are not even really flaws. But we think something like nappy hair, they got you thinking that nappy hair is bad hair. They got you thinking that it's a good hair and it's a bad hair, and that revolves around nappy hair. If you got nappy hair, then they say you got bad hair. Man, nappy hair is the best hair. Nappy hair is the best hair. So most of the traits that we have been taught to view as flaws are not even flaws. And that's the crazy thing about it. But they got us believe, and they got us believing a lot of these things, man. A lot of the ways, a lot of the physical characteristic traits that we possess are flaws. When in reality, they not. They not. They wish they looked like that. They wish they looked like us, man. And we already know we could definitely show and prove that. Say Ashley, peace. What's going on with you, Queen? But we know we know about the jealousy. We know about the envy. We know that they, you know what I'm saying? We already know how they go. That's age old, man. They've been striving to live like us. They've been striving to look like us. They've been striving to think and be like us. The moment they came across us. So they've been striving to emulate us since that time. So this is nothing new, man. They always want to be like us, but now they got us in a position where we're striving to be like them because we believe in our minds that they are superior because that's what they have been teaching us for so long. We believe in order to be accepted, in order to have power out here, we got to be a lighter skin. We got to have that lighter shade. When in reality, that's nowhere near an actual fact, man. So be comfortable. Be comfortable, Kurt. No doubt. There's always consequences behind your choice, like behind the decisions that you make. Always, man. There's always going to be somebody that has something to say in regards to the decisions that you make. So you got to be mindful of that. You got to be mindful of that, man. You got to know and understand that when I make this decision, then it's gonna cause this. It's gonna cause people to talk about me in this light. So you got to be mindful of these type of decisions in regards to the consequences that's gonna come with making said decisions. Jay Rocker, peace. What's going on with you? Nigel, peace. CC, man. Hey, the black hair, man. Listen, very versatile. Very versatile. Akuma, man. I think I don't know too much about dude, but I think so. Yeah, I think so, man. But we already know how that go, man. She signed her life away with that particular situation. And what's crazy is when she dealt with you always get into those arguments, man. When she made the decision to be with the white dude, y'all know who started to defend that the most. So you couldn't say anything about that decision. Somehow that turned into black dudes being trash once she made the decision to be with the white dude. I don't know how it even turned to that, but it started turning into that type of that bash fest. Like, man, leave us alone, man. She made the decision to be with the white dude, but that don't necessarily mean all the black men out here are trash. Like, leave us out of that, man. What they got to do with us being trash? Like, chill out. But it turned into that bash fest, man. It turned into a big bash fest. I seen it. I remember. That's what it always turns into. Had people out here thinking about, yeah, I think I need to date outside my race. I remember it, man. There was a lot of conversations like that when they found out Serena was talking to this white dude, man. There was a lot of conversations like that. A lot of people was out here contemplating, talking to other races and things like that since Serena did it, which lets you know the power that these celebrities have, man. They was able to just shift a lot of people's mentality just by making that said decision. And just from her making that decision, it led to a lot of people just bashing black men all of a sudden. Oh, wisdom. We already know, man, that savage nature comes out, man, in the presence of divine greatness. That savagery, it comes out, man. That hatred, that envy, that aggression, that anger, all of that comes out in the presence of that divine greatness, which we are. That divine greatness, especially when you have somebody that embraces that divine greatness. When you have a black person that embraces the true reality of him or herself, like they can't tolerate that. They can't tolerate it, man. So they got to strive to do something negatively to that particular person. Oh, Kuma, man, if he had 40, If he had 40 mil, whatever he at, man, Serena is only going to elevate his value. So that's essentially what's going to happen. Serena, being with Serena is only elevating his value. It's only increasing his value. That's the only thing that it's doing. I'll take no doubt. And even with the word nappy, we still find a way to make the word positive, like the rap group Nappy Roots. Like we still find ways to flip the word and put a positive spin on it. Even when they try to talk about us badly, even when they try to use a word to talk bad about us, we can still find a way to take that word and make it something positive. Only us. Only us, man. That's the type of stuff that we do, man. It's the creativity, the creative nature of the black man and the black woman. But I embraced my hair to a T, like I said, man. When they were striving to make me cut my hair, as you see, they were unsuccessful in that. But that's the type of stuff that they do, man. They try to make us get rid of the beautiful aspects of ourselves, man. And that's not happening, man. So I was like, people was like when I got out of college and stuff, man, and people start talking about what you gonna do for work, man. They was like, man, what if a job try to ask you to cut your hair? I was like, well, then I'm leaving, because if they striving to make me get rid of this element of myself that has nothing to do with like the actual work that I'll be doing, then that job is not for me. So if I go on the job, and they can't accept me for my locks, then a job is not for me. So that was a simple answer to that question, man. When people was concerned about my hair in corporate America, I was just like, man, I'm just not gonna take the job. I'm not gonna rock with the job. I'm gonna quit the job. I'm not leaving the job. I'm not compromising my integrity for this job. I'm not about to allow this job to control my image, have me looking like everybody else, but then tell people that they should express their individuality and things of that nature when they not even allowing me to be myself. So no, I'm cool on it. If a job try to enforce a hair rule or whatnot, then we good. I'm gone. I'll find somewhere else. Or I create my own opportunity like I did. Wisdom, no, I didn't see that. Oh yeah, Magic Williams, the blackface, that was sick. That was sick. Then they had us buck dancing with the white face and all of that type of stuff, having us looking like stepping fetching and whatnot. Terenzo with the breakdown. Shaquille, and that's one book I haven't read. I'm gonna have to check that out. I'm gonna have to check that joint out. Definitely have to check that joint out. Tay, man, I have yet to see that, man. I've been having some crazy weeks around here, man. But I think this week I might be able to sit down and check it out. But I gotta check them out. I didn't heard all type of stuff about it. Matter of fact, I've heard a lot of mixed reviews about it. But I'm gonna check that joint out though. And I'm gonna definitely get back with y'all on that joint when I check it out. But I have not peeped it yet. I've been meaning to check it out, but I have not had the time to sit down and look at it. Elijah, you say the buck breaking movie is the truth. Gotta check it out. Gotta check it out. I've been slacking. All right, Ray, you say her actual picture was a little darker. Yeah, that's what that's what I said. I said that earlier. Like I couldn't tell if it was photoshopped, whatever the case may be. And I basically just used that particular image to just talk about the underlying problems that we face in regards to that. So even just outside of Serena, man, I know for a fact that that is a problem in our community, just people striving to be lighter because again, who taught you to hate yourself is what Malcolm X, that's the question that he asked us. And even when I was like little, man, when you was of the darker shade, you got made fun of a lot, man. So that caused a lot of problems with the people that were darker. And they always expressed that they would either want to be lighter or they actually strive to make themselves lighter. So even with that picture, even if that picture was fake per se, we still got something to discuss in regards to that particular picture though. Because that's still a problem, man. I see it's still a lot of sisters out here that are of the darker pigmentation that don't necessarily embrace it. Yeah, Tay, that's what I've been hearing, man. I'm gonna check it out though. I'm gonna definitely do the knowledge show. I'm gonna definitely check it out. Thunder Peace, what's going on? Kurt, yeah, no doubt about it. And they tell you that all the time, man. No matter what you do as a black person in America, man, you will always be that to them. So I don't care how light you try to make yourself, man. At the end of the day, you're gonna always be a black person, man. You're gonna always be a Negro. You're gonna always be that. So why not embrace that? Why not embrace it? Because you're gonna be that anyway to them. Thunder Scorpion, man, it's an image or a picture going around with her, apparently with some makeup on that's making her look really light, aka white. But some people say the real image is actually darker. But either way, like that image created this dialogue in regards to people not embracing, like the darker skinned people not embracing that pigmentation. Which, like I said, is still a problem that we face, man. People just not embracing the elements of themselves that make them black. And y'all know what I'm talking about, man. From the physical characteristics that traditionally make up black people to the pigmentation. But for the longest, man, like I said, growing up, man, for the longest, I fell victim to that. Just seeing everybody desire the lighter skin, and it's like, dang, don't nobody care about the darker skinned brother with the afro around here, you know. So unless you was like a physical specimen or you was real good at sports or something, like you that right there might have got you some popularity. That right there may have got you some recognition. But other than that, man, if you was just your typical dark skinned child, like you were not desired out here. You were not desired out here for the most part back in my day. And that again, that destroyed the self-esteem and confidence in a lot of people, in a lot of children. Justin Peace, what's going on with you? So that did some damage back in the day, man. That did some damage to me, and that did some damage to a lot of people around me. And a lot of people are damaged and scarred from that particular situation and don't even know it, don't even realize it, don't even realize it. But yeah, the self hatred runs deep. The self hatred runs deep, man, and that's something that also gets passed down. Fright graphics, nah, she didn't say anything, man. It was just an image of herself apparently displaying some makeup that made her skin appear very light, as if she was striving to blend in with the white crowd. But it's some people saying that the original image, she's a little darker. But like I said, it still sparked that dialogue in regards to black people, black women not being comfortable in the skin that they're in and striving to lighten that skin, but then also striving to justify making the skin lighter and things of that nature. And this is my problem. This is why I tell women all the time, listen, if makeup is something that you fool with, cool. But don't feel like you need the makeup to be accepted. Like if you can't embrace how you look without makeup, then that's when I have a problem with the makeup. If you feel like you need the makeup to feel better about yourself, then no, I got a problem with that. I got a big problem with that, man. If you are dependent upon that makeup for you to accept yourself, we gonna have problems. We gonna have problems, man, because you don't need that makeup, man. You don't need it. Now, if that's something that you just want to do, cool. If you know and understand that you are still beautiful without the makeup, then we good. We good. Wisdom, man. I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm good considering everything that been going on, man. But I'm good. I'm holding up. The wisdom, and that's all what it is, man. You not even doing that. Like when you do your skin like that, man, when you bleach your skin, that has everything to do with outside validation. It has nothing to do with like yourself. And everything revolves around yourself, man. So when you start doing that to your skin, you seek an outside validation. And that's not the way to live, man. You shouldn't be living in the way to where you seeking that outside validation. You don't need that outside validation. Egalitarian peace, what's going on? Thunder Scorpion. I know for a fact it's going on heavy in the African community. I know for a fact, man, it's heavy in the African community. Heavy. You ain't never lied. Yeah, Ray Hunt, man. We was building on Lil Kim earlier, right before you tapped in. Azalea Banks, yeah, no doubt. Yeah, wisdom, and that's what we talk about. We talk about being grafted, genetically modified, processed, all of that, man. But nothing trumps the original. The original will always be of best value. You cannot beat the original. You just cannot beat. You cannot beat it. The artificial will never top the original. Never. I'll take no doubt. If anything, I use the stuff that I'm going through as motivation, as inspiration, as lessons to be learned and lessons that I can dish out. Teaching moments type deal, man. So when I go through something, man, it's only right for me to just keep building and keep expressing my thoughts, keep expressing my sentiments, because that's what life is all about, man. Like I say, I study life around me, so I'm always learning. I'm always learning from experiences, man. That's the best way to learn for real. Wise man, peace, G, what's going on with you? So I'm always learning, man. Like all of these things that I'm going through, man, they just lessons at the end of the day. I'm learning something from all of this. And I feel like that's the only way to live, man. I'm not looking at these things as some form of punishment. Like, why do I keep going through this, that, and third? It's a reason why I'm going through it, man. And it's something that I gotta learn. I just extract the lesson or the lessons from everything that I'm going through. Because best believe it's something that I'm taking away from everything. And I'm applying it to myself, applying it to my life. Right graphics, man. There you have it. Justin, and that's I mean that's obviously where my mind went towards, just trying to fit in her little new inner circle. Pseudo charlatans, peace, what's going on? Wise may say we should strive to learn something new every day. And it's a lot of information out here. Like we say, knowledge is infinite. So it's always something that you could be learning out here. So you should never go a day without learning something new, man. That's exercise in the mental. That brain is a muscle, man. You don't use it, you lose it. So you should always be striving to enhance your knowledge each and every day. And there's no reason why you can't do that. Wisdom, no doubt, man. Y'all support me just by tapping in and tuning in with your boy. That's all I need. That's all I ever need right there, man. Just support from the people, man. Other than that, we good. C Square Peace, what's going on with you, my brother? Wise man, always reflect on it before rest, man, so it can seep into that subconscious, and that makes it that much easier to memorize it. DJ Elmo, no doubt, and that's one of the things I was trying to tap into that earlier. A lot of times that's what it boils down to. For some reason, when these sisters start trying to make their skin lighter and things of that nature, they start blaming the black men. And that's why I said as a child, I'm gonna be real with y'all. This is what's crazy. Like Lil Kim and Serena, like all of that. A lot of this stuff boils down to people blaming black men, and they start saying, I remember the Lil Kim situation. A lot of people was like, man, that's because these dudes wasn't telling her how beautiful she was, this, that, and the third. So it boiled down into the bashing of black men. But from my experience, back when I was a child, the people that were bashing dark skin the most were the girls. The girls were the one bashing the dark skinned dudes more than the brothers was more than the boys was bashing the dark skinned chicks, the dark skinned little girls. So the young girls were bashing the dark skinned dudes the most and preferring the lighter shade dude or the lighter shade boys back in my day. I witnessed a lot of that. I witnessed a lot of that going on. So now when you see a sister out here that don't want to embrace their dark skin, all of a sudden it turns into this whole black men not admiring and appreciating the dark skin, woo woo woo. But they never focus on the vice versa. They never focus on the fact that there's been plenty of sisters that's been out here bashing the darker skinned men back in the day, or the darker skinned young men back in the day, preferring the lighter shade. Like that was a thing, man. So that was a thing. Like I experienced that. I witnessed that. So this ain't something that I'm just making up. Like that is actually what was going on back in my day, like I said. Burberry box cutter, man. What's the depression all about? What's happening? Oh, Mike, we ain't surprised at all, man. But we just using that picture to kind of build on a larger issue here. Santriez, peace. Let's get that water fast going. That's light. That's light work. Akuma, man, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. And Justin, it's a fact that they not gonna admit. They're not gonna admit it. It's like the world is always striving to make the black man be the villain for whatever reason. But every time that happens, man, they really literally start bashing black men and say black men don't appreciate beauty, whoop, whoop, whoop. And then that's when they start trying to justify talking to other races, and they start talking about how other races embrace the beauty. Well, if that was the case, then when some of these black women be getting with these white dudes, they end up striving to make themselves lighter. So what's going on there? Right, graphics, man. That's a good question. Say, what you feel like parents can sit their kids down and give them so they grow older and comfortable in their skin, or is that a personal journey? I feel like Serena's dad will do that. Man, I feel like Serena's dad, man. I mean, I pretty much feel like he did. I don't want to say he did everything that he could because I don't know how their upbringing was. But when it comes to being a parent, helping a child being comfortable in the skin that they in, I feel like you legit gotta praise them, man. You gotta make sure that they know that the skin that they are in is powerful and beautiful. every chance that you get. It's repetition at the end of the day. You got to make them do the affirmations, man. You got to make them know and understand that everybody wants to be like them because of the skin that they are in. So it boils down to something along those lines. And I feel like a lot of times, man, parents fail to do that. So you just got to continue to let them know, man, listen, you are in the best skin that there is to be in. And have them say it to themselves each and every day, man. Again, that repetition goes a long way. That repetition goes a long way, man. You got to let them know that every chance that you get. You got to let them know that every chance that you get, man. That's pretty much the best thing that you can do. But when you start, you know, when you the Williams sisters, then you in the spotlight. So you dealing with a lot of these celebrities and you dealing with Hollywood and you know what I'm saying? So when you dealing with that type of circle, man, it's you liable to get caught up in what they done got caught up in, man, because that's a corrupt world to be in, man. That celebrity world. Not too many people can handle that world, especially when they are black. You know, that world gets the best of a lot of people. So that's why you got to give props to people like LeBron James, like people that stay true to it once they reach a certain level of success. Because a lot of people, when they reach that certain level of success, man, they start doing a bunch of weird things, man. They can't handle that. They can't handle that pressure. They can't handle that fame. They can't handle that spotlight. So they start making some very weird decisions, man. So you got to give your props off to somebody like LeBron James. I ain't the biggest LeBron James fan is in regards to, like, you know, his basketball playing and whatnot. But, man, I'm going to give that man credit for the things that he do outside of the court. And, I mean, on the court, too. So I'm going to definitely give him props for that. Back in, and that, I mean, that boils down to us being different. Some people can handle it, some people can't, you know. So that's why I always live by the motto, man. We got to stop expecting everybody to be like us. Like we can endure the same thing, man, and I can handle it much better than you can. So it's like at the end of the day, the discrimination that we went through is going to affect some harder than it affects the others. So some people going to be able to walk away from it and like, I'm good. It made me a stronger person. Then other people going to walk away from that, man, just depressed. And Thunder, that would have annoyed me. See, Square, no doubt, man. Hey, I appreciate you tapping in the times that you tap in. Definitely appreciate that, man. Burberry, whoa, phone dropping. Burberry box cutter. What you say? All right. What you say? Family don't really mess with me like that, man. Friend of mine unfriended me on Facebook. Been rocking since high school, man. Random. I feel like what did I do wrong? I just stayed to myself. How I messed up. Hey, man. Hey, Burberry. Like we going through. We going to do similar things, man. You can't even worry. Don't worry about how you messed up, man. If somebody listen. If it's family or if it's a close friend, if somebody remove themselves from your life for no apparent reason, you might want to be grateful, because that might be them just revealing their true colors, especially if you didn't do anything. Like if you didn't do anything to said individuals and they removed themselves from your life, then you just better be happy that they did that and it didn't take for them to betray you and backstab you for you to actually see the light. So if anything, man, I would embrace the fact that they removed themselves before I had to get the light revealed to me in regards to that type of situation, man. So I wouldn't even be sitting around stressing, asking myself, how did I mess up? You didn't mess up. They messed up. Something wrong with them internally. And that's why they doing what they doing to you, man. So you can't stress yourself out worrying about that, man. You can't even control that at the end of the day. You can't control that at the end of the day, man. And again, even if the family not rocking with you, you gotta look at that as a sign, man. Family, man, that's only, listen, you didn't pick your family, man. So That's out of your control, man. You just got to find some people that you can rock with, find some people that you can vibe with, man, or you just vibe with yourself. Because at the end of the day, that's all that you're gonna have is yourself. So you don't need people for this validation, man. You a good person, you a good individual, man. Just keep it rolling. So when you just focus on yourself, focus on what you need to do, you're gonna attract everything that you need in life. And then when you focus on bettering yourself, then the people that are toxic, the people that you don't need in your life, they gonna remove themselves. And that's what's happening right now, man. You just focusing on yourself, building yourself up, improving yourself, developing yourself. And now the people that ain't on what you own are removing yourself or removing themselves. So that's it. That's what's happening. So don't even worry about it, fam. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it at all, man. Somebody unfriended you for whatever reason, man. That's on them. That's their loss. That's how you got to look at it. That's how you got to look at it. That's why I tell people all the time, man, that's their loss. That ain't mine. Like, you remove yourself from my life and I didn't do anything to you, that's your loss. You taking that L. I'm not gonna worry about it. Because I don't need you in my life. That's the law of detachment right there. My life is gonna be good with or without you. You know what I mean? So that's how you got to look at that situation, man. Don't let something like that stress you out, man. Ever. Ever. Yeah, Thunder. I would have had to go in on that, yo. I would have been I would have went off real quick. Miss Donnie, yeah, they hate it. You know, they hate, and that's why I always applaud the brothers that reach that certain level of success. And that's another thing too. That's kind of like a myth. Not saying that it's not out here, but a lot of people start saying that, man, once these brothers get all this money, then they start fooling with the white man. There's plenty of brothers that are successful, like and successful. For one thing, successful is relative. So when we talk about success, we are here just talking about the athletes, the entertainers, man. But you could be a regular successful person. Success don't necessarily revolve around the type of money that you bringing in. That's a whole different topic. But a lot of people talk about the people that's in the spotlight. A lot of these brothers in the spotlight, and they start talking about these athletes, these rappers, whoop, 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 they'll start dating outside their race. But man, give props to the brothers that's out here not doing that. Like LeBron James, for instance. Heck, you can even look at Dwayne Wade, as weird as that family is. You can look at Dwayne Wade, man. There's plenty of brothers, man, that's on that level, that's dealing with sisters and not anybody else outside of that. You know, so give them props. Please give them props. Please give them props. Miss Donnie, that hey, them black baby dolls. That's how we got to do it. That's how we got to do that. Kill Zone, my man. Appreciate that donation. What's going on with you, my brother? C Square, appreciate that, man. Burberry, man. Hey, if you need to chop it up in regards to that topic, man, feel free to contact me at any given time. Because like I said, if I don't have any advice to offer on any other subject matter, I for sure can build on that type of stuff, man. I for sure can help you with that type of stuff, man, because that's the last thing that's about to get me to jump off the ledge, man, is people removing themselves from my life. That's the last thing I'm concerned about. I'm never going to allow that to destroy my peace. I'm going to handle it when the time comes, and I'm moving right on. Right graphics, no doubt. No doubt. The ones, like you say, the ones that she's striving to look like, even if that's what she's striving to do, talking about Serena Williams, they're going to be the main ones in the gym doing hip thrusts, doing all type of movements to grow a larger butt. But she out here striving to look like them. That's what be crazy about. That's what be crazy about life, man. That's what be crazy about it. Oh, Terenzo, yeah, no doubt I saw it, man. I ought to do a video about that, man. When I was talking about the baby, little baby, all them babies, man. I talked about how trash they are to me, but yeah, most definitely. Dakota, man, appreciate that donation. But yeah, the black Barbie doll, man, that's crazy. That make me think of the experiment back in the day. Goodness, I forget the lady name, but that made me think of that old school experiment when they had the dolls up and all the black children was gravitating toward the white doll because they felt like the white doll was more attractive. That experiment opened my eyes, man. When I watched that joint, that like literally affected me. I was like, wow, that's crazy. They was just naturally grabbing that white dog because they felt like the white dog was that much more attractive. And these are babies, yo. Like these are babies. That show you how deep the programming is and was. I was like, wow, man. Like just seeing that experiment, man, just opened my eyes, yo. I'm like, man, that's sick. That's sick. That was sick. That was sick to me, man. That experiment. I never can remember the name. Or the what was that? The white, it was a white instructor or something. Wasn't like a white teacher, white lady. Thunder, they did it. They did it again recently. I ain't even peep it. I just remember the old joint. I remember the old joint. Boy, that got me. I was like, wow. Just seeing it, man, was like, man, this is crazy, man. Like, really, these are little babies, man. I mean, that programming and conditioning is deep, fam. Like, that's what it meant. It's what it meant to me. That's how I interpret it. But that was just an actual fact, man. I like I said, I went through that, and that's one of like literally, man. That's one of the reasons that's one of the reasons why I move how I move, man. Like I strive to be, and we gonna throw the word nappy out there, man. But I just strive to be the nappiest on the block, man. I ain't lying to you. I want when people look at me, I want them to see the epitome of blackness. Like that's what I strive to do. I want you to see the epitome of black. Like when you look at me, like, man, that dude is black and he is comfortable being that. He does not care. He's black. I don't even want you like I listen. I want you to see me and be like, man, that dude is so in tune with his blackness that it's crazy. And I feel like that's the vibe that I give off. Like I literally feel like that's the vibe. I literally feel like that's the vibe that I give off. At least I strive to. Like just from the way that I talk, man. I listen, from the way that I talk, from the way that I conduct myself, like, nah, you gonna get a dose of this blackness. You're gonna get a dose of this blackness, man. You can't take that away from me. You're gonna get a dose of this blackness, man. I ain't never been when people say fake it till you make it, man, I ain't never been good at that, man. I've always conducted myself the same way. When I worked at the bank, that's why people like me, man. People was like, man, you just keep it real. You don't put on a fake voice. Like, man, I'm talking to the same way I'm talking to y'all is the same way I was talking to people when I worked at the bank. I didn't care if it was a white customer, Arab customer, or a black customer. I talked to everybody the same. I talked to everybody the same, and I just kept it real, man. And that got me a long way with like customers and things of that nature. I ain't out here putting on some weird random white voice. Like, nah, I pick up the phone the same way I pick up the phone somebody called themselves from. I'm keeping it real, man. I ain't got time for the nonsense, man. You gonna know and understand. One thing you ain't gonna have, you know how somebody pick up the phone, somebody talk, they be like, man, I don't know if that person white or black. Man, when you talk to me on the phone, over the phone, or you talk to me without seeing me, you gonna know one thing. Dude is black. Guarantee you gonna know that much. C Square, man. Right on, my brother, man. I checked the cash out, man. Right on. Appreciate you, man. Definitely appreciate the support, family. Yeah, Tay, I went on a rant, man. Like, I don't, if y'all friends with me on Facebook, I was just like, I was getting tired. Somebody, I just talked about the little baby, the baby. I was like, big baby, tall baby, medium baby, short baby. I was like, all the, I don't care what type of baby it is, they trash. So I just started talking about that, man. Apparently, that hurt some people's feelings because a lot of people like the little baby dude. I was like, nah, I'm good. But I just made a little status saying that. Oh, nice, no doubt. Yeah, man, get them white dogs out the crib. Kick them white dogs out the crib. Let the white folks have their dogs. Konsu Peace, what's going on with you? Tracy, what's going on? Oh, nice, man. I wouldn't. Listen, man, Tupac said it in the song "Smile" with Scarface. He said, "Like, what you mad for, man? You black." So it's like, man, what you mad for? Like, you black. You are in the greatest skin ever. Like, what are you mad for? It's nothing to be upset about. Nothing to be upset about, man. Tupac let you know that, man. It's nothing to be upset about, man. Keep your head up. You in the greatest skin. Everybody wishes they could be like you. So it's nothing to be mad about. Nothing to be mad about at all. At Thunder, man, you already know. When I got the knowledge itself, and it's crazy that, and like I said, I could break down the video. Y'all know what culture I come from. Y'all know the lessons that we got, that we study, basically talking about the white man being the devil. It's crazy that they actually start like that lesson in and of itself. When you hear that, you're gonna think that we automatically hate every ounce of white blood. But that's really, like, if you think that that's what we think, then you are not in tune with the culture at all, because that's literally not what we think. We actually start breaking down the history of the white man, and that's where that whole concept and phrase comes from. But that don't necessarily mean that we look at every white person that we hate them per se. And a lot of people didn't understand that, or don't understand that. Heck, I didn't even understand that when I first came across that knowledge, man, because I was ready to pop off on anything that was white. I was ready to pop off on anything that's white. But now it's like I know and I understand their true nature, which is basically what that revolved around, me knowing and understanding their true nature. So when these white folks start doing things that's questionable, that's corrupt, that's chaotic and destructive, it does not surprise me, because I know about their true nature just from studying their history. And that's what that lesson implies. So a lot of folks don't understand that. Devil basically in the lessons just means deceiver. So there's been no greater deceiver of black folks than them. And that's what that word means. So a lot of people hear devil and they start thinking that that's the worst thing that you can call somebody, because they looking at it in the religious sense. That's not how we breaking it down. That's not how we breaking it down, man. So a lot of people, man, hear us say that type of stuff, man, and they start saying, oh my goodness, how can you call them devils? Easy. When you understand what we mean, when you understand how we define it, that particular term, that particular word. But I'm not gonna lie, when I first started reading a bunch of Elijah Muhammad, when I started studying Yaqub and things of that nature, man, and I start actually doing the knowledge to like white folks, I'm reading all these books, Amos Wilson, Dr. Ben, John Henry Clark, along with Elijah Muhammad. If you was white, you better not even look my way. You might don't even breathe in my direction. I was ready to hit you with the stone cold stunner or some of the rock bottom. I'm gonna use the black wrestler. I was ready to rock bottom you, period. But nah, I eventually transcended above and beyond that. Now I just know and understand how they are. So they not gonna catch me off guard. So when things happen, it is what it is. So when people, like when they shoot up the black child, people be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I'm like, I can, because that's what they've been doing to us. When they go in there and do the mass shooting, they was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that such and such. I can, because that's what they've been doing. You know, it's not surprising to me. Like, I don't really waste time getting upset when white folks do stuff that's destructive. Like, I don't waste time crying about it. Like, I don't waste time. Yeah, it comes to the Hyksos. A lot of people don't know about that. Ray, no, I ain't read. I heard about that joint. Yeah, I heard about Rage Against the Machine, man. I heard about that. Yep. Yeah, Tracy, straight up deceiver, and that's what it is. That's what it is, deceiver. People like that's lit. Like when you do that, when you study them, like just look at what they did to the so-called Indians, Native, whatever you want to call them. Just look at what they did to them. Deceived them. Had the Indians out here showing them how to live, how to survive. Next thing you know, man, they putting rum into the. Y'all know how it go, man. Y'all know how that story goes, man. Y'all know how it go. We don't even need to build on that. But they whole history revolves around deception. They not just gonna come right out and be aggressive. They can do that too. That's in their nature too. But for the most part, they gonna deceive. They gonna deceive. And I don't even necessarily focus like on straight up white people and Europeans. Like I said, our history with the Arabs is not the best. Our history with the Asians are not the best. Like it's not the best. So a lot of people don't be knowing that. Like a lot of people don't be knowing the history behind the Arabs and the way they treated us. The Asians and how they treated us. Like we've been getting mistreated by a lot of different groups of people, not just the European. Justin, no doubt. And again, like it's almost like guilty until proven innocent. So the way I view white people, right? When I started getting the lessons, instead of viewing them all in the same light, it's almost like when I'm chopping it up with a white person, I gotta approach him in the sense of you suspect until you prove otherwise to me. Like I'm not about to let my guards down with you. Like that's how I gotta view them. Like you literally gotta go through an entire process with me mentally for me to let my guards down around you. That's how I interpreted the lessons. Not that I'm about to just come out the gate hating you, but like you and your people got a strong history of deceiving my people and doing us dirty. So if I'm going to interact with you, like I'm going to watch you according to that information. So I'm gonna pay a lot more attention to you, man, because again, it's in your blood, it's in your DNA to be a deceiver. So I gotta bear witness to that reality, man. I gotta bear witness to that reality. So right now, you suspect until you prove otherwise. You suspicious until proven otherwise to me. Yeah, Tay, and that's 100%. That's 100% factual, man. That's why a lot of times you start to see the true colors being revealed from a lot of white folks, man. When certain shows come out, certain movies come out, like you start seeing how some of your, if you got any white friends, you start to see their true colors a lot of times when certain events pop off. Yeah, Thunder, we already know. We already know how that history go. Say you already know. And Kansu, yeah, man. I almost put the Arabs in the same, man. I honestly, man, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, man. Like I I really can't stand a lot of these Arabs around here, man. It's something about their attitude, man, that just makes me want to punch them in the face. Like I can't I really I don't know how many conversations y'all done had with Arabs, like, but I don't be too much caring for the conversation. I don't be caring about the way that they view like black women. Like I just don't get good vibes from them. I have not got much good vibes from like many good vibes from like Arabs. Just personally speaking. Now, I'm not saying that they're not decent dudes out here, but I just haven't had the best experiences with them. Humble King J, you already know. Yeah, Justin, and that, like I said, a lot of people don't know and understand that about the Asians, man. They, for some reason, a lot of people just think it's just the white folk. Nope. Or think it's just the European. Nope. Say, hey, you know what platform you on? That don't seem crazy around here. You already knew that don't seem crazy. That's a normal statement that you just made. That's the norm. Like you forgot where you at. I think Tay forgot where she at, y'all. She thinks what she just said seems crazy. Come on, Tay, now that ain't crazy around here. That's a normal statement. Thunder Scorpion, you say it's like some comedians say before 9/11 they thought it was all good. After 9/11 they found out what it's like when you're a suspect to white folk. Hey, Ice Cube had a funny line, man, on the West Side Connection song about 9/11. That was a fun. It was a funny little verse, man. I forgot how I go. I think it was like after 9/11, niggas got patriotic. On 9/12, I'm like, fuck it, nigga, blaze the chronic. Like Ice Cube that line was crazy. Ice Cube Ice Cube was crazy for that line, man. But Ice Cube, I remember that line. I remember that line, man. Like Ice Cube did not care about 9/11 on that particular line. He was like on 9/12, he was ready to blaze the chronic. My man's asked, will I ever pick up the mic again? Man, I'd have had people been hitting me up for verses and things like that. I might pick up the mic again. I might do it. Not a priority right now, but I can get in that joint and get some things off my chest, no doubt. Oh, Ray, you already know. Definitely never get vibes, man. And that's why I be trying to tell some of my sisters when they be talking about dating outside their race. I'm like, man, I don't be liking the vibes I pick up from white dudes in regards to their intentions in regards to dealing with some of the sisters out here. But you can't tell them nothing. Can't tell them that. Like, they don't want to hear that. They just start calling us trash or something right out the gate. Oh, y'all just jealous. Like, nah. Maze, yeah. Kanye made I really don't care for Kanye West. Just me personally. But I mean, what he was saying in regards to that, I feel like Kanye tried to simplify what actually went down when he said it was a choice. I feel like Kanye didn't understand psychology just by making that statement. Like I just because again, it's a lot of people that undergo abuse and things of that nature, and it's not so simple as to say, well, why don't you just leave? Like it's a whole psychological process behind what's going on. When the psyche is severely damaged, then it's not necessarily that simple and that easy to say it's just a choice. Over 90% of the population in America eats garbage, and they know that they eat garbage. But do you see how many people are actually choosing to eat healthy? Because it's a psychological aspect behind what's going on. So it's not really that simple. That's why losing weight is not really that simple. It's actually more complicated than people know because it's psychological, it's hormonal. So it's like when you factor in all of those different aspects and factors, then it really ain't that simple to say that slavery was just a choice or slavery was a choice. And I feel like Kanye was a little ignorant in regards to psychology when he made that statement. But again, I don't really care for Kanye like that. Never have, probably never will. But I just feel like he lacked the information or the knowledge on psychology by saying that it was a choice, because it's really not that simple. If life were really that simple, then the world would be a much better place. But when you start manipulating minds, when the mind is under manipulation, when the mind has been corrupted, when DNA has been manipulated, damaged, and corrupted, then it's not that simple. So that, like, I remember when that happened and I built on that. Snuggles 668. And we talk about that again within the culture, man. Everybody, it's that duality that exists within everybody. So everybody has the ability to do bad, everybody has the ability to do good. So that's within everybody. And we even give that credit to white folks, man. That's why we say a lot of times when people hear what we say in the lessons, they think that we talking about white folks as a whole. No, we gonna give the white people the ability to prove us incorrect and do good things, because that duality exists within us all. But we got to also look at history too. We also got to look at history. We got to look at history. But yes, everybody has that duality that exists within them. So they have that ability to do crazy, evil, wicked things, and they have the ability to do great things. So everybody has that, just to answer that question. DJ Elmo, no, I train some white folks, but you know me, y'all know how I rock with the word friends. I don't necessarily call too many people friends. I don't even know if I really use that word, honestly. We made Tay go start a workout. Humble, no doubt. They big time crazy. Yeah, Marcus, yeah. And it's looking bleached. Now, was it a Jikey? I don't know if I'm saying your name right, but yeah, we was just talking about the image floating around of Serena Williams, man, where it appears as if she's like not bleaching her skin, but her skin appears very much lighter than it actually is. And whether or not that photo is real or fake, whatever the case, I just use that to segue into the bigger problem, which is that there are a lot of people, a lot of black people that are uncomfortable in the skin that they are in. So that's pretty much what we've been building on. Yeah, humble king, you gotta look at like you always gotta look at the history. Always. Yah King, the law. Let me say peace to the God first and foremost, which they referring to earlier topic. My understanding the baby Luz, it came from LA, which would make sense because you got Birdman called himself baby. Um, one name might be Skip. He teaches someone, then they are a little Skip, then baby, then tiny, maybe not in that order. Which it makes sense because you had Birdman who was baby, then you had Lil Wayne and things of that nature. So I can see that. Yeah, I could definitely see that. So appreciate that information on that there, God. But I could definitely see that though. Somebody just and it was like I got a client that messed around and said little baby is like this generation's Jay-Z of this generation or something. I was like, man, and I don't even once again, I don't really care for Jay-Z like that. When she said that, I was like, wait, what? I was like, man, I must be old out here because what? She said I got confused. Like this generation's Jay-Z, huh? Is this I don't know how true that is, man. I don't listen. Yeah, I don't listen to the young bull like that, man. From what I heard, I don't too much care for it. So I don't know. But y'all, man, with that being said, man, I gotta go ahead and get up to this gym, man. Make these moves, train these clients, man, and you know how I do it. Kill some people, put them through some strenuous workouts. So with that being said, man, I appreciate y'all tapping in and tuning in to me, man. I'm gonna try to get on here. Yeah, jockey. Yeah, okay. So it's false. All right, cool. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't tripping. Like I said, I don't really too much care for Jay-Z like that, but I get a man his respect. I ain't know if that was disrespecting Jay-Z or not. I did know. So I'm glad I defended Jay-Z like that because that sounded crazy to me. But like I said, with that being said, man, y'all enjoy the rest of this Friday, man. Y'all stay peaceful out here. I'm gonna catch y'all tomorrow, most definitely. Appreciate all the donations, comments, questions, all of that good stuff, man. The stream is always positive, always peaceful. Y'all be easy out here, man. Drink y'all water out here, man. I'm out, y'all. Peace.